Now at 10, rain is on the way for the 4th, but will it be a washout? We're tracking the showers. Cardinal DiNardo has a powerful message for Houston about the situation on the border. And a Houston police officer caught doing one of the sweetest things you'll see this week. People are flocking to Lake Conroe for the 4th of July holiday, but swimmers are being warned about debris that is still in the water after Hurricane Harvey. 2 people recently stepped on nails in shallow water, and there could be more below the surface. Larry Seward is at the lake tonight. He joins us now with the warning. Larry?
Come Wednesday, some 5,000 to 6,000 people expected in the county park behind me across the water. It is one of few public places where you can get on Lake Conroe. It is also where a few weeks ago, a young girl swimming stepped on a nail sticking out of the wooden bulkhead that lines much of the shore around the lake. It happened to a second child. At that point, Commissioner Mike Metter and Constable Philip Cash sent divers in. Check out the pile of nails they found at the bottom of Lake Conroe. This they blame on Hurricane Harvey in large part. The storm sent damaged debris all over the lake. Deputies still finding debris tonight as we speak. We're talking large pieces of pier, big chunks of dock, big enough for a deputy to stand on, much of it with nails still inside. And that's just on the surface of the water. It's below the water, which is murky and hard to see. That is what concerns authorities, so it is swimmers beware.
You don't know what's under the water. It's dark, you can't see. It could be a stump, it could be a piece of pier or dock that's washed up that nobody knows about. And if you get tangled up in it and can't get loose, you got a problem.
Most of Lake Conroe, except for the National Forest, is bulkheaded. So this probably can happen anywhere on the lake.
Constable Cash plans to have deputies patrolling round the clock, hoping to find debris before anyone else does, keeping people aware and keeping them safe. On Lake Conroe, Larry Seward, KHOU 11 News.
A woman is facing felony charges after leading Conroe police on a high-speed chase today. Police tell us she was confronted after trying to use a stolen credit card. She ended up driving more than 100 miles per hour along the Harvey toll road before crashing into a concrete barrier. She was taken to the hospital to be checked out before being charged with felony evading arrest. A health alert we're watching tonight. Nearly 5 dozen people across Texas have gotten sick by the parasite Cyclospora. That includes 6 people in Harris County and 3 in Montgomery. Cyclospora is an intestinal illness caused by consuming contaminated food or water. The most common symptom, diarrhea, lasting anywhere from a few days to a few months. Previous outbreaks have been traced back to produce, especially cilantro. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is donating 10 metal detectors to Santa Fe ISD in time for the new school year. The announcement comes nearly 2 months after the deadly shooting at Santa Fe High School. State lawmakers will consider passing other school safety measures when the legislature convenes in January. Cardinal Daniel DiNardo is returning to Houston with hope and a message after wrapping up a visit to the border today. Listen to the conversation he just had with our Melissa Correa.
Houston is friggin' awesome. City of immigrants.
It is.
4th largest.
Right.
When help is needed, we step up. What can we as a city, what can Houston do in all of this?
Remember Harvey. Remember what happened when Harvey came. We have a crisis analogous. It's not as intense as Harvey is, but in the long run, it will prove just as crucial and important that we come together.
On the heels of this protest through downtown Houston, where hundreds rallied to abolish ICE, Catholic Cardinal Daniel DiNardo is urging us to consider compromise.
I want people to be able to disagree. I mean, everybody's going to agree with us, but I want them to do it in such a way that we can actually have a discussion. If you're just name calling, then everybody becomes a villain.
After talking to kids who crossed the border without their parents, visiting with undocumented families at a Catholic respite center, and walking through this Border Patrol facility where critics claim kids are in cages.
I don't find it appealing, but I didn't find it villainous or anything.
The Cardinal is hopeful.
The children who were separated from their families, their parents, need to be reunited. That's already begun, and it's begun. We're pleased with that, but it's certainly not finished yet.
He and a group of bishops are keeping tabs on the immigration crisis, pushing elected officials for immigration reform. Tonight, DiNardo believes in the power of prayer.
Whatever it may be, you know, people upset either with the administration or this or that, the place where this happens is Congress. And my hope would be to write, call, do anything.
In McAllen, Melissa Correa, KHOU 11 News.
Tonight, President Donald Trump says he predicts a positive relationship with Mexico's next president. He had a 30-minute phone conversation with Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador today. The leftist leader won in a landslide yesterday. Both he and the president will need to work together on a long list of issues.
We talked about border security, we talked about trade, we talked about NAFTA. I think the relationship would be a very good one. We'll see what happens, but I really do believe it's going to be a very good one.
The new Mexican president has differed from the president on the topic of immigration, saying it is not Mexico's job to stop migrants who are heading to the U.S. border. Well, do you recognize these men? Get a good look here. The Harris County Fire Marshal believes they stole $80,000 worth of fireworks from a fireworks stand in Cypress. Investigators say the same men were caught on camera taking a $2,000 generator from a Home Depot in Spring. The same truck was used both times. Right now, crews are starting to block roads around Eleanor Tinsley Park ahead of the big Freedom Over Texas Festival this Wednesday. We're talking about most of the entrances to Allen Parkway between Taft and I-45. Meanwhile, organizers say despite some early planning delays caused by Harvey, they're on track to be ready for the big show. The park was spared the worst of the erosion and sediment buildup seen in other nearby sections of Buffalo Bayou. City officials credit more than 2,300 volunteers from Buffalo Bayou Partnership with hauling away more than 16 million pounds of sediment, mostly by hand.
We are good to go. We have been good to go. We got on our schedules quickly after the first of the year and you know, got back in our groove, and I think we're going to have a great show.
Some advice, if you plan on going, make sure to buy tickets through the official website for $8 and not third-party sellers who are selling them for triple that price. Well, we have everything you need to know about Freedom Over Texas as well as other festivities around the Houston area. Just go to KHOU.com. All right, taking a live look at downtown Houston. It's dry now, but rain is on the way. In fact, Tomball and Galena Park have both canceled their 4th of July festivities because of Wednesday's forecast. We can't have rain on the fireworks, so Dave, what are you tracking here?
It's a wet weather pattern. I mean, just the bottom line. If you don't get rained on Wednesday the 4th, just consider yourself lucky. You can see
hoping to be lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be lucky than good. You can see it coming. That's an upper level low that's brought rain to New Orleans, Louisiana all day long, and it's slowly working down the coast in our direction. So when I look at the 4th of July forecast, here's the way I see it playing out. It's a 70% chance for rain. Could be some lightning and thunder as well. A wet day, but maybe it'll get out of here in time to dry things out for evening fireworks. I'll walk you hour by hour through the computer model forecast so you can plan. We'll also check the tropics and talk a little bit more about how that dust is impacting the storm forecast, which was updated today. Back with all that in just a couple of minutes.
All right. Gonna have to dodge those raindrops out to the grill there. Okay, here's a site that you could say is for the birds. Patty Chadwick of Bay Cliff sent us this crazy video today of more than a dozen turkey vultures at her house. These birds are very common, though, throughout Texas, but Chadwick says she's never seen so many gathered together in her backyard before. She also snapped this picture of nearly 20 of them. Look at that, perched on her roof. Definitely looks like a scene from the Alfred Hitchcock classic, The Birds, but Texas-sized birds, that is. Well, some called it a miracle that 13 members of a youth soccer team were found alive in a flooded cave after 10 days. But this survival story is far from over. Why getting them out is going to be complicated. Police are called on a group of kids simply for cutting the grass, but the backlash is proving to be life-changing. And later, it is one of the sweetest dances you'll see this week, and we're hearing from the Houston DJ who caught it on camera. Stay with us.